we're here in the lower bracket, round 2 of playoffs. We've got AGO versus Team Endpoint here, and we're just going to get right on into the game. And yeah, excited to be back once again. I am Rook, by the way. If you are interested in following me, you can type in !caster and find my Twitter. But we've got an interesting start as we've got 2 players sitting here in dark waiting for the push. But right now, Team Endpoint looking like they're setting up for a B/mid push. Just to see how this one is going to go. As people have been talking about in chat, I do think this first map does look pretty good for Endpoint. AGO not had the best win rate on this one, and I've been pretty impressed with a lot of the numbers that Endpoint themselves have been putting up, especially in the games that I've been watching. Bit of utility on both sides. Defuse on Furlan. That is Furlan and not Furion. I'm not quite sure. If you want to tell me in chat, go ahead. If Endpoint do win this, we will be having a second best of 3 today. So definitely stick around for that one if you are interested. Well, obviously, if we end up going that far. But right now, Endpoint starting to move on up as they have taken that mid control. These 2 players over in dark in a good position, as it looks like you're going to follow that. No, it's done that again. Why does this always happen to me? Okay, Bomb has been planted. This happens at the worst possible times, every single time. Oh, is that? Yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, is that fixed now? No. No, it isn't. Oh, I should really say this. There's a bit of a duel going on here. Groovy, trying to chase up on Mighty Max. Sorry about the issues. I'm quickly going to have to restart my CS, unfortunately. You're right. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. I was casting that whole round. I thought I'd transition. But now, the important thing here is AGO lost the last round, but they saved the rifle on Furlan, got the economy, and now this is the big round for them. They're going to be able to get back, make a big fight. Surreal takes a bit more damage than he bargained for in that opening exchange. HLL holding this angle, and Endpoint generally playing around quite a lot. Sorry again for the technical difficulties. Should get them sorted as soon as possible. Hopefully they don't happen next time. I'm going to even reinstall CS and everything. That happens every time I cast. It's pretty annoying. We'll see the rest of Endpoint. Keeping control of that mid as Mighty Max heads back to grab this bomb. He's actually heading towards the safe side. They're looking for the execute and keep an eye on Fiku. Fiku is that first point of contact for the teams. He is waiting just around the corner. Whether they'll get a wallbang spray on him is a different matter, as they're boosting Surreal on up into this. Actually gets hit by the smoke and doesn't go down for it. Sorry, doesn't get up as a result. Crucial still holding his back angle, looking towards CT. Molly comes on out. Robin gonna pick this angle, almost gets the kill onto Groovy. Robin holds strong and manages to clean up from behind here. It's a big action from that player. Mighty Max is low as heck as he's going to be able to get that bomb down. But Thomas holding the angle. We'll see Mighty Max finally fall to that wallbang. It's 1 versus 3. But he does have sight control. He can definitely try and make this play. But it's going to be hard. Taking a bit of damage. You see Furlan swing wide, get that frag. 4K for this player. Absolutely massive to bring their team that round. Saving the AK on him, definitely worth it, as it netted them that victory. This will now allow XCOM to... Sorry, XCOM AGO. I'm just going to say AGO. It's probably the best way of saying it, because AGO just sounds terrible. AGO taking control of that, and that meaning that they don't have to worry too much about economy in the same way. Sure, Groovy will be a little bit down. I think he actually has a rifle. Yeah, he does. But on the CT side, I'm sure, as everyone knows, very difficult to actually maintain that economy. So picking up this one, so darn important. It is Furlan, not Furion. Good. Some people in that. I mean, Mighty Max with a lot of punctuation there, able to end. spray down from Furlan, but doesn't quite finish him on off. Good smoke. Towards window there will allow Mighty Max to push out a little bit. With the support from his team. Robin going to back him up as well in this mid. Rest of Team Endpoint playing pretty far back. Apart from, obviously, Surreal, who you can see pushed up in apartments right now. Oscarish going to peek on up. He might find Surreal here, and that could be a big pick, taking this advantage in terms of numbers. Really splitting up. But we do see Surreal starting to back on off. Mighty Max starting to regroup with him. Furlan just above on this short. Looking for this attempt to push. Thomas holding the angle, expecting some kind of aggression, but now heading back to regroup with the rest of their team. Down to Oscarish here to find these frags. He's given the information. You can see already the rest of the team rotating. Mighty Max can't find those shots. They still have a lot of time left. They might just change things up. Thomas is starting to worm his way onto this side. Gets a spray, but doesn't finish off Groovy. Only going down to 44. 3 versus 4. Endpoint with the rifles. Taking down Furlan, that's a good start. You can see that there is this awful back here. He manages to get the flick, and with Groovy, they shut down this push. A nice shot to end off the round from AMHLL. And AGO picking up their second round and really putting a dent in Team Endpoint's economy. This means you're going to be able to pick up that next round a lot easier. So, good stuff for AGO there. And Endpoint, gonna need to take a second, think about this, is why we're having this pause, and really decide what they're going to be doing going forward, whether they force up, what they really go for. I think here you probably maybe buy a couple of pistols, a little bit of utility, not too much, try and cheese out a round, but for the most part, setting up for the next one. The game sounds lower and my voice higher. I'd have to tab out the game to do one of those things, so I am going to quickly... I remember actually I did turn up game volume because it was really bad when I was actually playing. That should be better. Turning it myself. Give me a second. That should be better. We all good there? Yeah. Good stuff. Groovy. Holding right far back. Sorry, I changed all my settings because when I'm actually playing CS, the sound is way too low for me. So I have to change them back and forth. Fiku. Keeping an eye. A good rotate. Manages to finish off Surreal there. Really darn quick, and holding the angle almost takes down Mighty Max. In the same breath, MHLL very aggressive with his op. He's taking a bit of damage for his trouble. These pistols, I mean, Endpoint don't really care too much about this round, but picking up a couple of kills would be nice. Maybe taking away that AWP, denying it, would be absolutely fantastic, but they are playing quite far back, and you have to be very aware of this. Oh, Furlan holding strong. And with Fiku to back him up, it's more than enough. Endpoint down to 2 players. We do see MHLL go down, but Fiku now starts to push aggressive and will finish off that round. A 4K for them, this one. And, I mean, across the board. AGO playing really, really well. Oscarish kind of lagging a little bit, but, you know, it happens to the best of us. Not picking up frags. And certainly not like that. I mean, Thomas isn't doing that bad. He's 5-1. Sorry, 5-5. He's having a good time, it seems. At least not too bad. I've seen him play a lot worse, so I'm not super worried. It's only round 6. It's still the best of 3. Oh, that was a nice shot from MHLL. But the refrag is there, and what a shot from Oscarish. The spray comes on down, and they will finish off Thomas, however, and it is now in the 2v2. But with sight control, Endpoint in a really good situation here. Mighty Max still has that molly, which he's going to put towards short. This sets them up really well for the rest of this. As Groovy will pick up that AK, but moving his team on in, it's going to be hard. They get the flash timing. That's really nice, but information given over, and a nice, clean headshot from a Mighty Max there to really put a stop to this push. A good HE will get a little bit of damage, but you're not going to be able to finish him off with that spray. And with Surreal holding this angle to the left here, it's going to be hard to really push on in. Endpoint pick up their 4th round here in the 7th. And AGO still able to buy. So, not in the worst position. We need Shrek Thomas. Needed to go the whole ogre. I'm trying to think of a pun with ogre, but I can't think of one other than over. This game certainly isn't ogre yet. Shrek Thomas, man. You love to see it. But you don't love to see that if you're an Endpoint fan. MHLL has been on a tear in the start of this game. Ever since he's picked up that op. It's been absolutely fantastic for him. 4 players for Endpoint. As much as they picked up that W in the last round, things are still going to be difficult for them. Utility goes on in. They're going to be able to flush out that rifle player as well. He takes a lot of damage from the molly. Endpoint will pick him on up. Back of Thomas. Some good pre-fires. There's still a player towards CT, but the flash and smokes. Ooh, surreal. Taking a bit of damage there. Over from a connector. Thomas is starting to peek on up. Doesn't press around too much. Want to get this plant down. That is a shot and a half. MHLL really feeling themselves right now. The clean up comes on in. Sure, they get the bomb down, but that is not the way Endpoint wanted things to go. Unfortunate to see as XCOM. I keep calling them XCOM. AGO, because I keep on looking at the top left. Absolutely wrecking it right now. Having a really good game. Off of the back of 3 main pillars. Groovy has been fragging, Furlon at the very start picking up that 4K, and MHLL with this op in hand is, well, quite scary, to say the least. Gonna be pistols only for Endpoint, but we all know what Deagles can do. Definitely can pick up a round here and there. It's whether the odds are really in their favor if you're Team Endpoint right now. It's a really nice setup from Groovy to try and get aggressive and stop any attempted rushes. But it looks like Endpoint, as per usual, setting up towards that mid push. This has been something they really like. I've often seen them group up on multiple different maps trying to go for that. Nice damage. Won't net to anything concrete as of yet. Fiku waiting in the smoke. A little bit disrespectful, but does pick him and his team up the kill at the cost of his life. Numbers advantage now for AGO, and it's not just that, they also have the rifles, but Thomas, now with AK in hand, has to duel against Furlan, but he does not win that one. Deals half health. Surreal continuing to peek on out. Doesn't know that right at the back here is Oscarish. He's starting to peek a little bit wide. He doesn't want to commit too hard. The drop gives a bit of information, but as soon as that smoke comes out, the spray comes on in. But Endpoint doing a little bit of damage. They're taking frags here and there. Shot there. Robin takes down one, but it isn't enough. 2 players still alive, and they're all spraying him down. AGO take the advantage for the first time in this map here on the 9th round as we're moving into the 10th. Picking up the AUG. I love to see scoped weapons. Don't you, chat? Yeah, I mean, that kind of happens. If you can get some really good CT rounds down, and get a good lock. And, I mean, Endpoint playing towards that mid has been a difficulty for them right now. They've got rifles back, so they should be able to make a couple of these plays, but playing out into those long angles, MHLL is absolutely on it every single time. Good utility usage to try and keep Endpoint at bay. Oh, I was a bit confused there. I was like, why did he throw his AUG? Didn't realize there's a weapon on the ground, but now there's players on the ground as Mighty Max able to open that one on up, and now an advantage for Team Endpoint. This could be their round. Bomb is still on spawn. They have a lot of time to play with. They move out into this angle. Groovy, very ready to get groovy with that AK. So you see Endpoint rotating around over towards this B site, and there are a couple of players already in position. Furlan playing at the back there towards Van, as you can see on the minimap. I don't know why Auto Director is showing us this. I'm in fact going to move us over, and as soon as I do, MHLL rings true yet again. Absolutely stellar performance from this player right now, and you just can't push angles which he's holding. And I like that he's already starting to rotate. They're expecting the rotate from Endpoint. They do it so often. Groovy already in position, takes down one, almost takes down the next. 2 versus 2 as he does get refragged. But Thomas, if you go for this, there's a player back in CT. He'll take you down with a pistol and finishes off Thomas as well. MHLL, even without that AWP, is one hell of a threat with the P250. What the hell's happening there? I don't know if you guys can hear what's happening outside. Like the dog. There's stuff going on outside. But yeah. AGO right now, having a pretty good CT side. Can be difficult to sometimes to shut down the unwavering economy of a T side, who can continually buy and keep on forcing you, take guns away, even when on a pistol. But with some really good utility, off the back of fragging from MHLL, they've really been able to put a stop to the aggression that Endpoint are putting out. Am I coming on in? I might go close my window in between games. It's very warm. Robin? Looking to get aggressive. Groovy taking a bit of damage there. Is Mighty Max happy to trade with him? Just to see how people are picking up M4A1Ss with the bit of a price decrease. Furlan. Looking to peek on out, checking some of these players. Fiku. Play back his sight. So he'll be able to smoke off Mighty Max. A couple of shots do go through, but doesn't get the head, unfortunately. And Furlan, rotating back in his position, will catch Robin off guard as he just turns away and doesn't actually re-peek. Really nice movement there to manage to get through the vents and get straight back in. Instantly on short here. And Cat shutting down basically everyone who tries to push. Kill onto Groovy is good. Endpoint happy with that. I'm going to get a little bit more, but with the way AGO are playing right now, it's very difficult. Endpoint able to buy up again, setting up for this crucial with AWP in hand. Looking to make a bit of a splash here. A splash will certainly be needed as right now been calm waters for AGO. They lost a couple of rounds right at the start, but other than that, their CT side, when they've had these guns, has been pretty darn amazing. Fiku going down, though, might be exactly Endpoint really need. That is a great opening pick for Robin as well. Doesn't even take any damage. Groovy just playing way too aggressive. But you have to be careful, because we know what MHLL can do on this. And, I mean, Furlan has certainly not been as such either. Shots there. Finishes off Oscarish. Only those two big bosses really left for AGO right now. Endpoint. Looking to put a stop to them, however. Should be able to get that bomb plant. Bomber's rotating over. I wouldn't be massively surprised to see AGO actually just straight up save here. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. This makes a lot of sense to me because they actually just straight up can't buy in the same way if they don't. MHL will probably rebuy on AWP. No, they could probably buy up if they lost, but it wouldn't be a great look. And I think having the AWP for MHLL and for Furlan, getting rifles on everyone else, picking up frags like that, would be a really nice way to set up, because if you then lose a couple of players in the next round, your economy still isn't completely shut. And I think that's the important thing here. Indeed, as Martin's saying, really needs more to really string it together. An Endpoint, we'll have to see if they're up to the task, because stringing rounds together, oh, it's still broken. Hasn't really been something they've been good at so far on this map, apart from those first three. You'll see CT side swapping some of those guns around and managing to buy up for their team. Still a lot of utility in their hands. That's the important part. Yeah, MHLL, there's a reason I've been saying his game a lot. Absolutely fantastic. Shuts out Surreal. What more could you ask for from this AGO side right now? An AGO fan, you're definitely happy to see this one. As another pick just rolls right into its sights. At Endpoint, don't seem to be able to play around him effectively. He's just catching him every turn. His rotates have been on point. You can see already, he's just moving around the map. He's still in this position because he's just expecting that push. The crouch coming from Mighty Max to make sure he doesn't get taken out. Robin is right up here, gets a bit of damage, but unfortunately does not find the kill, and instead will go down alongside his brethren. And Endpoint, not able to do that stringing together that we were talking about. MHLL just absolutely doing whatever he wants, roaming wherever he needs to be, constantly putting pressure on the Endpoint side to make their moves, and every time they do, it's like a rabbit caught in a trap. Penultimate round here of the half. Endpoint definitely able to bring it pretty close. If they can pick up these two, it'll be a pretty good spot. UMP for Mighty Max, but AWP in the hand of Crucial. Definitely bodes quite well. Surreal. Getting that boost. Doesn't quite see head. Takes a little bit of damage from that nade, but he's not too fussed about that one. AGO. Weaving in and out. At least for now. Mighty Max very much wants to get to those close quarters where his UMP is less terrible. Some good mollies and good smokes there from Furlong. Will very much deny this attempt at a push. As Robin is watching up towards it. You see Endpoint starting to move around. They're expecting Furlong this time. You can see Thomas was already in that spot. Crucial is going to go pick up that bomb. It looks like they might just go for a push onto this B site. Now, this would be a fantastic pick. He does get the spray, and that is a rifle as well for Mighty Max if he can, you know, brave that little angle which is being held right now by Fiku. Good smokes. We'll keep them out for now. MHLL looking onto this B site, and I like the Endpoint. Have just gone for the rotate. Fiku does not see him, but does see Mighty Max. A flick and a half from this player. That's right now. MHLL, that big star player, isn't on this side. This is the best opportunity Endpoint could ask for, and they turn away at the worst possible time. Groovy shows up when necessary. You're trying to peek MHLL, but you are shut down. Robin hitting those taps that he needs, and a little bit of spray too. Nice wall bang. Well, deals some damage, but also manages to take down Crucial. 1 versus 2 for Robin here. Looking to peek on out. Fiku trying to get that wall bang. Will get the shot and finish off the round. AGO 9-5. One more round and a half, and Endpoint feeling a little bit awkward. They're going to need stellar CT half like this to really shut them down. I just had to make sure music wasn't playing, because I thought for a moment that it might be. Yeah, you'd hope with MHLL down, that would be a big opportunity for Team Endpoint, but unfortunately, not able to put that one right where they need it, as Groovy shows up in the very last position. She needs to. Finishes off that round for the team. Good aggressive mollies from AGO. With Nachi going on through, Surreal's going to take a bit of damage, and now they know he's there. Surreal looking for the player. The molly comes on in, but Surreal is able to find the headshot regardless. Really nice stuff from him. I don't know if Furlong could see this, but he peeks out to the window, and he will flick on over. Some really good awareness right now. Koichi will make Furlong less of a happy boy, more of a hurt one. As AGO consolidating their defenses around that B site. Very quick to adapt. But in that last round, at least initially, it proved their peril. Endpoint very happy to make pushes onto opposite sites. Smoke comes on in. Mighty Max wins the duel that he needs to. There's still one towards that position, but the flash and mollies keeping Groovy at bay is exactly what they need to be. That is the shot you need to hit, though. 3 versus 3. This has to be it. That is the good spray. Thomas manages to get it, but they lose Mighty Max in response. It's 2 versus 2. And there it is. MHLL gets the shot. 29 seconds. A lot to work with from Robin here, but he doesn't know where these last couple of players are. MHLL on those stairs, trying to get the spray. That's probably given away his position. And Robin now moving into position to try and punish him as soon as he peeks on up. Does get it. Looking for that one more. Has the health advantage. Will manage to pick that one up. Good stuff from Team Endpoint as they pick up the W, keeping things within punching distance. They're still trading blows with AGO and looking to keep things on up. I'm going to quickly run an ad.
Everybody loves an underdog. Who needs to be liked?
Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel. Victory in a can.
All right, we're not quite back into the game yet, but you can watch the in-between rounds, as we do have that one. And I agree. Big pistol round going to be key to this. Taking control of the economy, especially on CT half, going to be hard, as we do get on into said pistol round pretty much straight away. This has to be big, because otherwise you're going to get behind, you're going to lose a couple of rounds, purely by factor of being on CT side, because you don't have the money to buy up, because you won't be able to play it in the same way. It will take some stellar rounds if they don't win this to even bring that further back, because otherwise we're going to see maybe AGO pick up those first 3 rounds that we were just talking about, be on 12, Endpoint get their first fight, and from there that's where they have to fight. As you said, has to be big. 3 players on the site, which is looking like the executed one. This could be a big opportunity. Tries to move on in. A good nade. Takes a lot of damage off of AGO. And with Robin playing this position, okay, he only finds 1, but it was close. And not a lot of health left. Fiku finding the taps that he needs to, though. 4 versus 2. But a lot of health might be enough. Mighty Max versus 2 now, as he has got it, but with only 7 HP, it is not enough. And this does not bode well for Endpoint. This could have been the big one, but instead, after that nade, not able to find the follow-up damage, and AGO picking up those rifles, picking up those SMGs, really looking to stick it to Endpoint here. The game certainly isn't over, but it's going to have to be something stellar. We've seen good stuff from them before, and that good damage is exactly what you want to see. Already down to 29 is MHLL, and Fiku to 40. MHLL being off the board would be pretty desirable for Endpoint, as we've seen just how deadly he can be. Whether he can do that on the T side is a different matter, but should be hard. Robin with that scout. They're going to try and pick up some of those longer range duels. Surreal. Very much holding out as Mighty Max. Going to put in that utility as the push starts to come on through. Crucial is behind. Finds 1, finds 2. Looking for that 3rd. Does get it. And that is the kind of round we need to see. Furlan versus 3 now. Takes a lot of damage as he tries to enter on in. With the Galil in hand of Mighty Max. AK in Crucials. This round's looking bad for AGO after what should have been a good position for them. Crucial takes a bit of damage from that one. Has to be a little bit more careful. But as we see, Mighty Max very much in the right position. Able to get that one. 2 rifles now in hand for Endpoint, and they're going to be able to buy up. This is the perfect outcome they could have looked for after that first round loss in the CT side. Lost only 2 players, picked up 2 rifles. Good stuff. A lot better than we saw from AGO's side. At least to start off their CT half. But the rest of their CT half was darn sight impressive. And they're going to need to find only a couple of rounds more. Well, 6, obviously, to be exact. To really take this one. Ollie comes on in to stop Furlan from pushing on out. Robin is holding the angle in connector here. Starts to back on off. This is good as he catches the rotate from Groovy. As they're trying to move on in, Fiku goes down as well. Auto-director makes us look at entirely the wrong thing. That's surreal. Gets the spray down. It turns over just in time. That is bombed down. 2 players remaining. Endpoint looking for a very clean round here. Unlike what we'd expect from them, because Thomas is an ogre, and ogres hate cleanliness, isn't that right? Surreal. Finishes off that one alongside Thomas to pick up the final kill. And Team Endpoint now only 2 rounds behind. Rifle round coming through from... oh wait, no, not at all. Sorry, I thought that AGO would have way more money after that round, but they bought pistols and didn't even remotely get anywhere close. Don't know if he saw anything. No, probably didn't. There wasn't actually anything to see. But right now, AGO looking for a push onto that B. While I think they're looking for a plant more than anything because they want the money. If they get that, I think they'll be able to buy next round pretty comfortably. Crucial, however, shuts down the first. And with a couple more frags coming on in, Surreal's even waiting for the player on the A side, trying to deny that plant. This is fantastic for Endpoint. Not a single player loss. No bomb plant for AGO. And that is brilliant. Starts off bad for Team Endpoint after a 6-9 half on that T side. But very much looking to make that comeback. Here's the kills. Oh, wait, you can see them while we're in buy anyway. Let's see if there's any other information. There is. I forgot to change to it. It's here. That's a good ADR. That's a really solid ADR. Whew. Damn. Who was that? That was Surreal, yeah. Surreal's absolutely fantastic so far. I've been really impressed with him recently. He's been the player who I kind of keep on looking at and going, wow. As much as Mighty Max is top fragging. Yeah, Oscarish is, as you say, having a bit of an awkward game alongside. Grimby's done some good stuff. Yeah. I'm sure Oscarish will turn up later. We've had games where players just don't have the performance. Games that kind of stand out is, I think it was actually Thomas. Oh, no, I think it was actually Mighty Max who just had a really bad game. And then in the next two next two games of the day, absolutely popped off. So it just varies. And it's sad to see. But the rest of the team definitely pulling their weight, which is the importance of a team, you know? Yeah. I assume this is a attack pause from AGO. They are going to be buying up. And, I mean, they always have to be buying up here. And here we are, getting on into the round. Pretty sure those bird noises are from... Yeah, they're from outside, not in-game. So I don't remember there being so many bird noises in this map. Mighty Max starting to play up towards short here, but it's the nades that find the first victim. And MHLL, with that star player down on AGO, they might just struggle to turn and convert this rifle round to something that they so darn need it to be. A little bit of lacking utility, as you can see, for AGO. It's because they didn't get that plant that they oh so needed. Really nice knowledge there from Surreal and the rest of the team. Good calls to shut that down, not let them get anything, and continue their reign of terror so far on this CT halfers. They dropped the pistol, sure, in a very awkward situation where they really could have won it, but everything else has been endpoint, endpoint, endpoint. Can you hear the bird singing? I'm sorry. Frags back and forth. As AGO are still down a player. 3 players over in CT here. We do see one's going back and forth, but there it is. Another nade kill and Robin finding the headshot. Endpoint even the scores and another pause. AGO a little bit lost, it seems. They don't know what to do against, I mean, just really clean play from Endpoint. You're asking earlier for them to be noodles. Sorry, to not be noodles. They certainly aren't being noodles anymore. 5 Endpoint score go higher. That is one of the most awkwardly constructed copy pastas I have ever seen. What rhymes with point? Joint? Oh, no. I can't actually think of anything else that rhymes with a point. I actually can't think of anything. Hopefully 12-10. Well, might be 11-11. Otherwise, it is going to be 12-10, regardless of who. AGO with these pistols looking for a push onto A right now. The flank so aggressively coming on in from Crucial. And, I mean, it shuts down one. Looking for a little bit more. They do manage to net a rifle out of that. But losing 2 players for 1. Not the greatest. Rifle? Oh, no. No, please, please. Oh, good. I thought the spectator had bugged again. I thought we were going to have to restart CS. I was worried. Anoint. Spam this anoint to help Endpoint. Is it going to be like a Pope hat or something? That one isn't even rhyming, Kieran, with the fire and the throw. Like, I'm mad about that one. Like, oh, that actually irritates me. Has it? Oh, had I turned it off? Whoops. That's my bad. I actually hadn't noticed. I just thought it was being bad. That's really good stuff, honestly, from MHLL, but doesn't quite get the kill, and 4 is not 0. That's the important part here. Surreal's still alive, and with the AWP, still very much able to contribute. But Fiku being that big carry with the AK right now, looking to get a couple more, does get the spray down, and a very eco round could lead to an AGOW. Surreal, you don't want to push out too far. Only 4 HP, 1 versus 2. It's down to Thomas. Going out. Fiku shuts him down. And XCOM AGO. I'm going to pick up that one. And that is a fantastic round for them. Endpoint, still able to buy. Not the end of the world. They still got loads of money in the bank. Robin, still got more than enough to buy next round, even if things go a little bit sour. But with AGO picking up another rifle round, should be good for them. Well, I say that. So far, their T-side rifle rounds have been kind of disappointing. That's a leg and a half. MHLL with that AWP again in hand. Kills Surreal as well. Crucial, however, very happy to even the tables. Doesn't want to leave things unbalanced for all too long. Looking out towards Fiku's going to be able to sneak. No one's covering this. Big mistakes from Endpoint. Open up the A site. Oscarish looking for the rotate. Does notice it. And as they go to check back, Thomas goes down. Right now, Endpoint looking a little lost. A little bit over worried. Bomb goes down for AGO. Smokes continue to be dropped. As the flashes go on out. Getting aggressive is Furline. Stops on over. Takes down Mighty Max. Robin, the last remaining member with 16 HP. He's already backed off. He's not messing around. That is so darn sad to see. Off the back of an eco. Endpoint lose 2 rounds, and now themselves are on that economical negative. And this means things are going to start to look really rough for them. AGO on 12. Staring down the barrel of a 13 because Endpoint won't be able to buy up properly. This could set them up to be going 13-10. Unless we see another eco round win, which is very possible. We just saw AGO do the exact same thing. But hey, it's going to be hard. Actually forcing up around this. Don't have a feel about that, but Crucial on this all. They put a lot of faith in him on this. Needs to deliver. Fury. Can aggressively force off. The HE finds one of those pistols players. MHLL watching for the flank. No damage traded back and forth, but Surreal is the first one to fall. But he's one of the AK players, and the AWPer loses out the duel here. There is a refrag from Mighty Max, and he's going to be able to pick up that one. But with Robin going down to MHLL, this is going to be so darn awkward. Bomb in hand. MHLL looking for that plant. 2 versus 4, and you can see Mighty Max and the rest of the team starting to back off. They cannot, they will not even think about losing this op. AGO. Good CT huff. Matching up into Endpoint with a fantastic start on theirs after losing that pistol round. When it comes to rifles, well, apparently when it comes to ecos for AGO, they're able to pick up that miracle round, which has set them up for such dominance in these last couples. Or back in hand of MHLL. What do you even do? They're going to need to find a way to shut down MHLL, otherwise Endpoint are going to start looking very peaky. AGO. They can play as slow as they want. They have the rifle advantage. AWP only in the hands of Crucial. Felon gonna flash himself out. Trying to get a bit aggressive here, but doesn't actually find anything. No one's contesting his angle. Crucial on this A site. They know that AGO like it, and Crucial very happy to get jiggy with this one. Robin rushes on in with the pistol and gets a frag. Picks up a rifle. The molly will stop him from really re-engaging. But with Surreal holding close, it's not the end of the world. Fiku taking a lot of damage from that molly and waiting right around the corner for him to rush on out. This is what we need to see from Endpoint. This is exactly what we need to see. Last remaining member, Furlan, over on short here, tries to get it. But Mighty Max will shut him on down. And Team Endpoint pick up a round that is crucial. Still going to be able to buy for AGO. We aren't out of the woods yet. However, with that, Endpoint able to buy up. Able to set up their team. Able to do what they need to do. Rifles all around. It's go time. Skirsh. Looking for a play out mid. Flashes come on in. I think really happens all too much. Ruby. Trying to bait out some aggression towards Ramster. Good molly. We'll stop Furlan from getting aggressive as well. Right now, Endpoint. Playing across the map, very spread thin. Is AGO likely setting up for mid-control right now. Crucial. Flashing his teammate in to try and get some information up in apartments. They know nothing's there, right? He might even go for this flank towards those in tunnels. Flashes come on in. Oscarish is setting up for the team, but Endpoint, they need to be careful. They don't have any information yet. Can hear the shots coming out. The molly will force Thomas forward, and they're already holding the angle. He gets shut down. AGO picking up that first frag. Oh, so important. In a round that most likely going to determine the outcome of this game. Look again towards window as they're looking to just keep things going. Making sure no one can push up short as well. They don't want to mess around as they're going for this execute onto the A site. 2 players. Surreal and Robin. They are going to need to show up here. As 4 players move on in, Surreal finds the first one, but does get taken down in response. They don't know where the final player is, and with the bomb back here with a good shot from Robin, he takes down 2, is looking for more, but the AWP will find it, but that's given more than enough time for his team to rotate. 2 versus 2. This is it. Needs to come for the play, but with Furlan on the flank, they lose out on their AWPer. However, Mighty Max gonna peek on out and finish off the bomb. They don't have enough time. Mighty Max will fall, but it doesn't matter. They pick up the round. They have enough money to buy. That is necessary for Endpoint there. 12-13. You can force here if you want to, if you're AGO. It looks like they are. As an AWP comes out. They have not got every... Actually, they can buy on everyone, maybe. Oscarish can't. But, I don't think that's too much of a problem right now. Do you, chat? For the most part, AGO able to put themselves up in that situation where they can really start to frag out. The question is whether Endpoint let them get to there. UMP for Thomas, but he likes to UMP, at least somewhat. I've seen these guys go for these a lot. So I'm not too worried about that. They've been using them effectively. They've been getting aggressive when they need to. So Endpoint still have a lot to play with. They have the tools. They can definitely go for it. Squish. Gonna flash himself out to take that mid control again. So he rotates straight on into this position. There's flashes to delay push. Are going to be coming on through. A good HE. We have a bit of information, but not too much damage onto MHLL. VQ picking up that bomb and rotating it towards the A site for now. You can see AGO start to move back on over there. We've got one player in Heaven, sorry, in Palace right now. I always call Heaven, Palace, everything. I get them all mixed up. But I shouldn't because I'm a caster. But yeah, AGO looking to execute onto the A site. This is a big opportunity for them. They need to find these first frags. Where Robin is playing, got to be cleared out, 100%. You need to be careful as well because there are 2 orbs looking at this angle. They are expecting this push. With the utility that comes on in, that only serves to further reinforce the expectation. The good shot from Surreal. This means Robin can just get the spray down. They gave him the space. You can see MHLL towards the back here. A good spray down. Robin will get that one. MHLL is holding the angle. He fake flashes, but he still gets the frag. Mighty Max and Thomas versus 1. Doesn't even find the shot. And these remaining 2 players even up the scoreline. Not going to be a buy from AGO, but a bit of a ramshackle one for Endpoint. They're going to lack on something. Seems like it's going to be armor that they skimp out on. At least on Mighty Max. And a little bit of lack of utility for Robin. Some good stuff. This first match, definitely going to be a big one. So we are going pretty much all the way. A great way to start off your evening. If you're just joining us, I mean, it's been one hell of a game. AGO with a great CT high side, and then Endpoint deciding, you know what, we'll go right on back. Already picked up more rounds in this half than they have in their previous. Can't say the same for AGO, however, as they've only picked up 4. They've been struggling a little bit. Now, with their economy on a downward trend, going to have to change things up a little bit as they get into their next round. They're looking to find a couple of frags here, deal some damage to the Endpoint economy, which is undoubtedly going to be a little bit weak because, well, they're playing CT side. They haven't got too much money. They haven't picked together a couple of rounds. They're going to just go for it. That HE was massive, and a spray down from Surreal with another HE. That is going to be stellar. As Endpoint don't lose a single thing, and that is the kind of round they really, really wanted. Even if they lose here, they have a little bit of money. They can force up as it goes to 14-14 and put themselves towards that match point. Double TK. That's what we like to see. I think that was a nade double TK. He must have just messed up the nade and like bounced back in their team's face. Been seeing a lot of good nade kills actually this game. Was surprised. Don't see many of those in MDL. Yeah, they did. They had a bunch of nades. Crucial. How's this Molly? I've been feeling it towards Oscar, which takes a lot of damage. This Crucial. Endpoint for now. Playing rather far back. Don't want to mess around too much. Playing Sangle yet again is Thomas Fiku. Moves on in and executes Robin. And that is a big opening. You can see. Starting to set the utility, just moving on to this A site. This time, they're not going to get contested as much. Flick comes on through. That is good from Thomas. They're expecting a couple more players, and Groovy flicks towards him. Fiku sprays into that smoke. Surreal. You can try and get a little bit cheeky, lad, but they are ready for you. AGO not getting caught out here. 2 versus 4. Endpoint going to be saving that AWP on Crucial. I like this. I'm going to be able to buy up for everyone else, pretty much. It's not the end of the world. Got Mighty Max, however. Playing back towards this. Doesn't actually go for the aggressive push. Fiku. Expecting a player towards the left. Does actually spot him through the pallets and will take him down. Endpoint losing this round. 14-14. AGO will have to deal with a full buy from Endpoint, however. And should be able to fund one themselves. I'd be a little bit worried, but... Endpoint certainly not going down without a fight. And when they've had money... They've had a pretty fantastic CT side. I mean, the same could be said for both teams, but Endpoint, a little bit of that recency bias. Some smooth... Sorry, I was trying to say schmooth. Let's just say smooth. Smooth B-hopping. I messed that one up, I'm not going to lie. Execution, not on point. Not going to lie, lads. 16-14 for Endpoint. Already done. Is it now? I guess we'll find out. Spoilers in the chat. Don't like that, though. Endpoint to choke point so quick. Awesome. Happens. Crucial. Getting flashed out. Looking aggressive. Those shots peppering the backboard beside him. Mighty Max loses a couple of players. That's a good HE. And with Thomas holding strong on Cat, MHLL, you're getting aggressive, but it's too aggressive. 1 player remaining, 3 players up for Endpoint. And it might just be, as the man in the chat said, it could be 16-14 for Endpoint here. As now, still money to buy on AGO. But Endpoint, double AWP, everything they could ask for. The whole shebang. Everything is coming up then. Apart from Thomas's head armor, which doesn't really matter too much. Apart from against Khalil. Thomas had a pretty good half so far. Been showing up where his team needs him to. Mighty Max looking out towards opponents, but it's going to be, again, mid-push coming out from AGO. Something we've come to expect. Nice. Spray down there from Fiku. Will finish off Robin. Gets a lot of damage onto Surreal as well. MHLR takes a bit of damage. A bit more. So this needs just come on through. They seem to always be landing true. Right now, Endpoint starting to back on off. 2 players still on this A site. AGO haven't committed anywhere yet. Losing MHLL like that kind of hurts. Crucial does take some damage for it. Some good shots. But Fiku manages to trade 1 back as his team has lost 2 in that exchange. 3v3. Make that a 2v3. As Fiku goes down. Oscarish and Groby. We need Oscarish to show up here. 2 frags for Fiku. But it's only Oscarish left. 3 versus 1. Takes on out. Doesn't hit the shot. Oscarish manages to keep their team's dreams alive, but now it's the 1 versus 2. And this is going to be hard. It's going to be the big player. Awkward situation so far for this player this game. But he has an opportunity to show on up. Whether he'll do it or not, it's a different matter, but Mighty Max going to go for that rotate as soon as he hears that bomb plant going out from Thomas. Playing aggressive towards CT. Oscarish. I'm going to move the camera over towards him. Does not find the shot. That is Endpoint picking it up 16-14. Congratulations to the man in the chat for having spoilers. And Endpoint go up 1-0 in this series. Fantastic start for them. But a little bit rough